Decisions are the lifeline of any business, and as school owners, we get to make the tough calls. Running a school is hard. That's just the fact. There's no sugarcoating it. But that's actually a good thing, because if it were easy, everyone would do it. That's what makes us entrepreneurs. We know it's going to be tough, yet we do it anyway. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the mindsets that help you push through the hardest of times. I'm going to be sharing practical advice from a book that is titled The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. These lessons have been adapted for you as a school owner to help you get ahead. So before we get into the video, a quick shout out to Osh Engineering, which is an edtech company that makes tools that save school owners a ton of headache. One of their products is the School Moni application, which is a financial management application that helps you track all income, budget, record all the expenses, so you know where your money is actually moving to without guessing. So if you're interested in this application, there's a link for you in the description below. Alright, this brings me to the first lesson, which is people first. You see, running a school is hard, we know that, but it becomes easier when you have good people in your team. Yesterday, a friend of mine told me something that stuck to me. She said, every penny you try to save in hiring a trainer, you're going to pay for with interest later. And that struck a chord with me. You see, when I think about employees, school staff, and teachers, I think about it as a marriage partner relationship. You don't just marry anybody just because you want to save money on the wedding celebration. The same should go to hiring teachers, because good teachers want to work with other good teachers. When you hire well, you end up building a community where competent people meet and they inspire each other daily. That kind of culture keeps them from quitting when the battle gets tough, when there is challenges in the running of the school, because they actually like each other, because they actually love the work environment. They will not just leave you hanging. Another thing is, beyond hiring, your staff should know that they are your first priority. And also, you expect them to make the development of the children in their care their first priority. They have to be that balanced. You see, a practical way you can look at this is, if you want your staff to actually inspire the students, you need to ask yourself, how are you inspiring your staffs daily? If you want your staff to care so much as to know whether the kids have personal problem, family problem, and actually help them go through it, then you need to ask yourself, how are you involved in the life of your staff? Okay, so I know this might not come easy for everybody, but one way you can start is by knowing the names of your staff and knowing their goals outside teaching. Like if Mr. Obi was not a teacher, what would he rather have been doing? Like, what is their goal? What is their dream? What's their aspiration? Start with these two things. Start with knowing the names of your staff and knowing their dreams, their goals, if they were not teachers. Alright, this brings me to lesson 2. Make hard decisions with courage. Here's the hardcore truth. Running a school is tough. I've been saying this through the video, but uncomfortable decisions must be made with courage. A practical example is a teacher keeps missing deadlines, coming late, failing to meet expectations, never completing their scheme. You can try to mentor them, you can try to support them, but if you notice that nothing is changing, you just have to act. We talked about empathy, caring for your staff, but you need to strike the balance between caring for your staff and letting them know where the line is, letting them know where the principle, the boundaries are. And one of the things that blow the line from my experience here is when you have family members in your school that are actually misbehaving. It's very difficult to make that hard decision, but you have to make it anyway, because if you don't, you're going to erode the culture of your school. Now, these are 4 rules for making tough calls. Number 1, face the problem heads on. Don't hope that they are going to fix themselves. Don't hope that your brother that is stealing the school money is just going to suddenly stop. Face the problem head on. Number 2, balance empathy with accountability. Care, but enforce standards. You need to care. Yes, care for your staff. Let them know you care for them, but enforce standards. Number 3, think long term. If you don't fix this problem, what is the effect that is going to have in your school in the next 2, 3, 4 years? Now, the fourth thing that should help you in making the tough calls is communicate clearly. Explain the reason why you're letting them go. You don't have to make it very long, but you need to tell them that, look, I've warned you about this first, second, and third time, and you have not made any improvement. And because of that, we just have no other choice but to let you go. So explain the reason clearly. This brings me to lesson number 3. Lead through chaos and uncertainty. Your job is not to eliminate chaos, my friend. Chaos will always be there. There's always going to be one problem or the other. Your job is not to eliminate it. Your job is to navigate through it with authority as a school owner. Act quickly. Even if you don't have all the information, act quickly. But stay calm, because your team is going to mirror your energy. If you're always shaking, if you're always vibrating, like local government inspectors are coming to your school and your school owners can see you visibly panicking, that's going to send a negative energy to them. So no matter how messy things get, you need to always focus on a solution. You need to always ask questions like, now we are here, what's next? How do we move forward? Okay, this brings me to our final lesson for this video. Think long term. If you're going to fix something, fix it in a way that prevents it from coming back soon. Short-term fixes can be tempting. They make you feel like you're being productive. But if you keep patching the same problem, you're just only wasting time, you're wasting energy and valuable resources. You need to focus on programs that genuinely improve your school's outcome, not just trends. For example, if your goal is to improve JAMB scores of your school, you can just ask yourself, what are the top schools in my area doing to make sure that their students are coming up with 350, 370? Then get to work in implementing this program. Getting to work, I don't just mean just jump and do it. No, sit down, plan, make resources available so that when you actually start executing on your goal, you can stick to it till you are able to duplicate the results that you seek. Every decision you make must answer one primary question. Does this help my students in the long run? Because you're in the business of equipping your kids. So every decision you make must answer that primary question. Does this help my students in the long run? And if the answer is no, it's not worth the time and energy, quit it, leave it. As a closing remark, thank you for being with me in this video. If you've liked the lessons I've been sharing so far, please don't forget to like, subscribe, tell other school owners about our channel so that they can receive updates on our upcoming videos.